Ladies and gentlemen, the school year is about to approach very fast. These months go by very fast. This is a warning to everyone that has kids out here, or if you know some of your loved ones that have kids. Please listen to me. Homeschool your kids. Homeschool your kids. Don't let them return back to the school systems. I don't know which school systems will be involved in what has already taken place earlier this year and the previous years, but I know that it's going to happen yet again. I'm almost positive that it will. I'm telling you right now, homeschool your kids. Listen to this warning. If you have never listened to any warning in your life, pay attention to this one. Now, some of you are wondering, well, how do you know? I mean, that would be impossible for you to know something like this. It's not impossible, it's common sense. It's common sense. It's too much of it happening. And now that it's the summer break, they're gearing up for more violence. When I say they, I'm talking about the elite, ladies and gentlemen, because they are the ones that's behind this. Oh, yes. These so-called kids, students, that you really think are kids and students, that's beside your loved ones, your kids in school, these are not kids. They are adults that look like kids. They have infiltrated the school systems. Just about every school system. And they're waiting. They're out there. They're gearing up right now, getting prepared for yet another devious plan that involves your kids and maybe even some teachers and undeserving people that didn't do anything to anyone. Homeschool your kids. It's the only defense from this. You don't know which school. You don't know when. You don't know what they got planned. So you got to be ready for anything and everything. If your kid tries to buck it and say, well, I won't have any friends and I won't miss my friends. And I mean, this is crazy. Listen, you're saving their life. Would you rather have them homeschooled, or would you rather take a chance and them going to school and being one of the ones involved in one of these heinous crimes? And I got to watch what I'm saying because I know they're listening to this video and they're wondering, damn, how in the fuck do we know all this? And when I say they, I'm talking about the elite. Everybody else too, but especially the elite. What they really want from all of us is to have us beg them to protect us. They wanted to get so bad that we start demanding that they do whatever is needed to stop these things from taking place. And they have a solution, oh yeah. And that solution is the urban military police. I'm telling you, they are out here. Most of these people have been so-called thrown out of the regular military because they failed the psychological exam, or they failed something else that was required to pass. But they had skills that they didn't want to pass up. So the elite put them into a special program, and they have been trained specifically for this urban military police program. You're going to see exactly what this program is all about, what these men and women are all about. They're very dangerous. This is going to be something that I warned you about a long time ago. I tried my best to tell you about this. Some people listened and the majority didn't. They didn't grasp the reality that, you know what, wait a minute, let me listen to this because this makes sense. You've already seen a taste of it. Just a little small, little minute taste of it. I'm telling you, all this is going to amp up to the third degree. And your kids are going to be on the battlefield because those school systems will become battlefields. If you're teachers that's listening, because I happen to know that it's at least 5 to 6 teachers that actually listen to every video that I post, that I upload rather. My warning to you is to quit. Find another profession. While the summer is in and you're not teaching right now, use this time, ladies and gentlemen, if you're teachers, use this time to look for other jobs. I know it's hard. I know it's going to be difficult. I know that, that's a major career change. But I'm telling you, it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. It's way too dangerous. The chatter that I've been hearing is the first day of school and things is going to take place. And I mean, when you hear something like that, ladies and gentlemen, you got to prepare for it. You can't just ignore it and say, oh, well, somebody just talking, It's not just somebody just talking, okay? I'm telling you, this has been going on for a long time. They have had these adults that look like kids that have infiltrated schools. And it started with busting some of the drugs that was in school. So some fucking genius came up with that and said, yeah, let's send in, some undercovers and, let's see if we can go ahead and, bust this shit out. And they did. Now they're using it to carry out their devious plans. These people are literally shooting kids, ladies and gentlemen. And they are adults. These are not kids. They look like kids. They are not kids. They are adults. Pretty soon, listen, the previous kids that you heard about that actually carried out these crimes, have you seen them again? And you won't see them. Once they go through the process of court and everything else, and they show that on mainstream media so you can believe that it's believable, so you can believe that it's legitimate. After court, they ship them somewhere else. They ship them overseas somewhere, man. They change their appearance. They give them plastic surgery and they shave their heads or they color their hair and they change their fucking facial features and everything, man. Some of them gain weight on purpose to, change their identity. And then after they can pass for somebody else, then they come back to the United States. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. When I was in the military, I heard of this years ago. And again, they used this to infiltrate some of the drugs that was being sold in the school systems. Because you wouldn't believe, at one time, they had a lot of drugs that was passing through the school systems. They had students that was making anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a week. Students. So they had to take action. They had to deal with that. So that idea really never was forgotten. And now they're using it to further another agenda. But this agenda is one of the sickest agendas that I've ever known anything about. They want you, or us rather, to beg them to help us. And once we do that, we give them full control, then they can do anything they want to do. And the first thing they're going to do is come up with this urban military police. Every neighborhood is going to have checkpoints. Listen to this. I want you to listen to this very carefully. Every neighborhood is going to have checkpoints. You're going to have a special ID that's issued to you with a barcode on it. That barcode can be scanned. After scanning that barcode, all your information comes up. All your information. Different photos of you, your age, birth certificate, criminal history, everything that you can think of, and things that you didn't even know that they had on you. All that shit will come up. And they're going to ask you, where you going? Well, I just want to go to the store and get some milk, or just go to the grocery store and do this. Okay, yeah, go ahead. At nighttime, it's a curfew, besides the ones that's working third shift. But then you have to have a special pass and a work badge that allows you to even be out past that curfew. And once you leave work, or if you leave work early and the curfew is still in effect, you have to go straight home, because they will be out there patrolling. I mean, it'll be military everywhere all the time. The regular police will be disbanded. They won't need them anymore. A lot of them will join the urban military police, some of them that has already had the training. You have to go through the training first. You can't just, well, I used to be a policeman, now I can join here. No, no, no. You have to have already went through the training or going through the training. So the regular local police will be disbanded, and the urban military police will take over. They'll be in the schools. They'll raise the taxes to make you pay for these people and special equipment that they will need. The taxes will be raised extremely high. I'm telling you, people will suffer, especially the poor. The poor are suffering now, but just wait until that happens. They're going to portion out everything, food, all of your needs. They're going to give you so much of it per week or every month. You run out, that's your ass. You don't get any more. They're going to portion out money. They're going to portion all this shit out. It's going to be a totalitarian government. I'm telling you. It's going to start with that, and then it's going to end up just total control. The curfew is going to make a lot of people mad. Going to the club and hanging out and being able to do what you want to do, that will never, ever take place again. A lot of people will try to buck this and say, well, I'm not going to do it. This is a free country. I don't have to abide by it. When the urban military police takes over, any non-compliance is to be dealt with by death. They're going to set an example out of you and gun your ass down right then. And won't even allow your people to take your body. As a matter of fact, when this first goes into effect, it's going to be bodies everywhere, because people are going to buck it. People are going to buck it, thinking that they can go against it and they can march and they can, do this and they can protest. All that shit is going to be over with. When we give them full control, they're going to warn you. They're going to tell you, in order to restore order and protect everybody, we got to do this. They're going to try to convince you that this is only going to be temporary and, just abide by it and nobody buck it. But people will buck it, and they're going to make examples of them. This is when you're going to realize that this will never stop. It's going to be a permanent thing. Months go by, years will go by, the military will still be everywhere. In your neighborhoods, everywhere you go. Schools, grocery stores, they'll be everywhere. You ask for it. Or rather, you're going to ask for it. So I'm warning you now. Don't give them full control. Don't do it. Let them play their games. But then we expose the games to everybody. We let everybody know exactly what's going on. We tell them, listen, don't let them trap you into begging for their assistance. They should be protecting us right now without anything called the urban military police. But when it's the same people that's behind the danger in the first place, I mean, come on. I got a feeling this video will be terminated. As a matter of fact, I'll guarantee you. But I don't give a shit. Just as long as enough people hear the message. That's all I care about. And spread the message to everybody that you can. Everyone that you can. Go on Facebook, Snapchat, whatever social media that you love. Do it. Let people know. The first message is homeschool your kids. I'm telling you, I can't stress that enough. I know it's hard. I know you're going to try to give in to your kid because they're going to be miserable and I'm lonely. I ain't got no friends. Listen, it's better to not have any friends and not have a social life inside of school rather than to have one and then maybe end up dead. That's not to say they can't have a social life outside of school. Schools right now are just way too risky. They are. Now I know parents that have already came up with this idea, and they told me about it, and they shared it with me, and they said, "Listen, I'm trying to warn everybody that I can to homeschool their kids because it's just way too much chatter that's talking about that first day of school. I keep hearing that first day of school, first day of school, first day of school. That means something. So don't take any chances, ladies and gentlemen. Just don't take any chances whatsoever. I mean, don't play with your kids' lives. Don't do that. Don't do that. And it's not just being paranoid. It's not just being this. A lot of the victims' families, they had mysterious feelings. Every last one of them. That same day. Some of them weeks ahead of time. And they didn't know what it was. Now they do. But now it's too late, though. Some of them even had the urge to pull their kids out of school on that day. Some of them had the urge to not let their kids go to school, period. See, when you don't act on those premonitions, it only hurts you. It only makes you regret later, All of us possess that early warning system. We were born with it. Do you really want to tap into it and really turn up the juice on it? Meditation. You have to learn how to reach that meditative state instantly. Instantly. And I'm telling you, man, that inner self will allow you to be warned about so many things. You let that lead and guide you. You understand? A lot of you think life is just one big fucking joke. You really do. You think it's just something that's just, well, I've been living it and, I'm still here, so I can just live how I want to. That's not the case. There are rules to life. And until you understand what those rules are, you're not going to be able to really enjoy life like you really could be. You're not going to be able to succeed in life like you really could be succeeding.